All right, next weekend you can celebrate all things sharks. Sharkapalooza is taking place Saturday, May 16th at Coachman Park in downtown Clearwater. There will be art, there will be music, there will be a kids zone, educational displays, shark experts of course, and they'll have folks from the Florida Aquarium, Clearwater Marine Aquarium, Moat Marine Lab, and O-Search will all be there to answer all of your shark questions. Joining us now to tell us all about it is the founder and the executive director of Sharkapalooza, Jessica Adanich. Thank you so much, Jessica, for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's talk about first what's sitting here with us in the studio. Have you ever wanted to pet a shark? If you haven't, this is the one that you should pet, and that would change your mind. You created several years ago something called Fuzzy Sharks.
Yes, so Fuzzy Sharks originally was an art installation, and then now they're plush toys. But the idea is based on the scientific theory biophilia, which is the theory that we're naturally drawn to things based on how they look. So if sharks were cute and fuzzy, would you think about them differently?
Right, if they look like pandas per se.
Yes, yeah. Because we associate cuteness and fuzziness with safe.
Right.
Which is not always the case.
And look, speaking of pandas, so you created this art installation in Cleveland, Ohio that was all these giant fuzzy sharks all over Cleveland?
Yes, and they were actually weighted, so as you walked through the installation, you got this feeling like they were real, but dead. So it's that push and pull of something cute is now no longer alive.
Oh.
How do I feel about it? It's a little...
That's kind of dark.
But it's really to make people rethink the way that they perceive sharks.
I see. And it's clearly done that. And then you move here to Florida, like all people from Ohio do eventually.
Yes.
And you started Sharkapalooza 5 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell us about Sharkapalooza. It's a nonprofit now.
Now it is a nonprofit. It started with 10 artists. And now we are at 55 vendors. It's going to be in Coachman Park. But the whole idea is about bringing together art and conservation. I feel that art can really be a vehicle to raise awareness, inspire, educate. So why not for conservation?
Why not for conservation? All right, and you know, a lot of people have this kind of innate fear or just hesitance around sharks because we think of the movie Jaws and things like that.
Yes.
But sharks are also really critical to our oceans ecosystems, right?
They are actually kind of the key factor of our oceans. Once we start seeing the shark species decrease, that means that we know that our oceans are in critical danger.
So, and that's not good. We don't want to see that.
No, we do not.
So what can people expect to do at Sharkapalooza next Saturday?
Well, as you mentioned, we're going to have all of the aquariums there and O-Search. So if you are a shark fan, O-Search are the guys. So they're going to be on site. But it's going to be a really wonderful place to interact with other nonprofits, get educated on our oceans, our beaches, why we need to care about them, and then be inspired by artwork and maybe take some of that artwork home so you remember the event. O-Search, those are the guys that tag the great whites, yes,
among others.
Those guys.
But that's, I always follow here's Matilda. The great white is 200 miles off the coast of Florida.
Yes, they have a great app for that.
Yeah, let's see if she's coming that way. And again, you mentioned art. That's a big part of this festival. Why is it also a conservation tool?
Because we often will change our ideas based on emotion. So if someone can be told, yes, we should care about our oceans, but then maybe see something and have a feeling, then they could actually make a difference or change.
Let's talk our local sharks here. What kind of sharks are most common in the Gulf?
Well, we have nurse sharks, bonnets, black tips. There's actually plenty of species out in the Gulf. It's a great area for them to feed and breed, but we don't really see them a lot, right? Because they're doing their own thing, and that's what I want people to understand is that they're out there, that's their home. They're living their life, their best life, and we need them to do that.
Right. No great whites in the Gulf, or it's rare to have a great white in the Gulf?
Sometimes. I mean, as you saw, O-Search, they often will ping on that side. But if you want to learn more information, you can go to sharkapalooza.org or osearch.org.
Sharkapalooza.org or osearch.org.
Yes.
That is fascinating. She has brought her love of sharks from Cleveland, Ohio, where they have very few in Lake Erie, I would think, down here to Florida. And now you've built a whole festival around it.
Yes.
That's really cool. And real quick, people can ask questions of all those. We mentioned the marine experts that will be there.
Yes.
They can ask all their shark questions to
Oh my
those
goodness, we're going to have a full stage with music acts, so live music, food trucks, beer and wine for the adults, a bounce house for the kids, a kids coloring area. So really you can come out with the family and spend the entire day getting educated on our oceans and then also enjoying art. The best of both worlds.
Will there be any actual sharks there?
We are going to have the Clearwater Marine Aquarium inflatables, and if you've seen them before, we're talking like 50-foot inflatable megalodons and whales.
But they won't be fuzzy like these.
No, but these will be there.
A fuzzy shark. I'm going to get one of these for Scott Smith. That will help him with his night terrors about sharks. Val, it should be a great weekend to celebrate sharks. Well, this weekend will